We continue our 2-month Taking Action for Your Health campaign tonight with an emphasis on cancer and women's health. More and more women are choosing to remove their breasts to lower their cancer risk. USF researchers say they have risen by 125% over the past 10 years right here in the Tampa Bay area. But is removing a healthy breast taking control of your destiny or putting yourself through unnecessary surgery based on an unrealized fear?
I am so proud and honored to have you as a friend. I am by your side while you kick cancer's butt.
Words of wisdom and prayers pour in by way of social media for 29-year-old Terry Kamau, a self-proclaimed previver. She's taking a drastic step today to make sure she remains a previver instead of having to fight to be a survivor. She's opted to have a prophylactic mastectomy.
Prophylactic means you're not medically required to have a mastectomy. You're just choosing to remove the breast tissue, usually on both breasts at the same time, because you have a concern that while there may not be cancer in that breast at this time, there could be a risk of cancer developing at a later date.
Back in the 1970s, some women's health advocates were suspicious of doctors who would quickly remove a breast, sometimes leaving women feeling disfigured. Today, it's the women themselves telling their doctors they want to take the more aggressive approach. Researchers estimate that as many as 15% of women with breast cancer, about 30,000 a year, opt to have both breasts removed, up from less than 3% in the late 1990s. And doctors say an increasing number of women, like Terry, who have never had a cancer diagnosis, are shopping for mastectomies based on family history and the results of genetic tests. For Terry, it came down to this: staying alive for her husband and young son. She has a family history. Her mother had breast cancer and her aunt died of breast cancer at 38. Terry herself tested positive for the genetic mutation that brings with it an 87% chance of developing breast cancer.
We didn't do it. It's like just in our back of our mind, we know it's like we're just waiting for the inevitable, pretty much. You know, the percentage of her actually getting it is so high that, you know, I mean.
Every MRI, every mammogram, I couldn't help but think, is this the time they're going to find something?
But Florida cancer specialist expert Dr. David Wright says a double mastectomy is not a guarantee you'll be breast cancer free forever.
There's a small amount of breast tissue that's left behind even after mastectomy, and so you can have local recurrence, and you can even have spread of your cancer to other parts of your body.
And it may not be necessary for every woman who thinks she's at risk of developing breast cancer or falling sick again with a reoccurrence.
There are some small cancers that have a very low likelihood of causing a woman to have morbidity, meaning side effects from the treatment or their disease, and a low likelihood that their disease would come back. And so usually for younger women that have very long life expectancies that are at higher risk of cancer occurrence, they would be a better surgery for them.
By the way, I've been in touch with Terry since her surgery, and she is doing well. She has a blog and a Facebook page, and she also wants to direct you to a social media site for women in the same situation as hers. If you'd like to look at any of these sites, head over to my Facebook page. I'll link you to them. Just look for Linda Hurtado, WFTS, under Pages, and click like.